Yo, yo, yo.
Not me. Yeah. Cause I don't hang. Try Jesus.
Hey.
Yeah. Not me.
Not me.
Yeah. Cause I throw hands. Yeah.
On the ones and twos, on the ones and twos.
Please don't try me.
Hey, why not?
Because I fight.
Let's go. Saturday. We back up in here again.
About getting fly. I do. But if you touch me in mine, we gonna have to scrap.
Hey. Why not?
Try Jesus.
Hey.
Don't try me. Come on. Because I find I have no problem laying these hands.
Hey, tell him.
Yeah.
You never heard that?
No. I had seen the saying before, but I'd never heard that.
You never heard that? Yeah.
No.
That's that guy, Toby.
Okay.
The family movement.
Okay.
That was different, right?
Yeah, I wasn't prepared for that, but you know.
Hey, it's Saturday.
Saturday.
It's a Saturday. Saturday, it's a Saturday. Saturday, it's a Saturday. Yay.
I thought you was going to sing the other song.
What
What is it? Sherelle and I can't think of the other dude's name.
What, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I thought she was going to hit them with.
Maybe
The
another
vocals.
week. Maybe another week I'll lay the vocals out there on them. Let me loosen up. How you doing?
I'm good.
How are you?
I am good.
Hey, sorry we was gone last week. That was due to
Life.
a conflation of family issues. But glad to be back once again.
Me
on a Saturday.
3. Because Saturdays are for podcasts.
Saturdays are for podcasts. You already know the vibes. Let me turn you up a little bit.
I was low. You got to let the people hear me.
Yeah, I gotta make sure they hear you. Gotta make sure they hear you. How are you?
I'm good.
Good. I'm glad. It's just me and you right now.
I know.
Shani on the way. For the people that don't know, it's right now. Clvb Dynamite, Taz in the house.
Hey, we gonna hold it down.
We
got
down.
it.
Yeah. Oh, we got it. And well, let me just introduce, and then I'm gonna shout out, and then.
And we gonna do what we do?
Let it flow,
Okay.
let it go. That's not the song, is it?
That's the Toni Braxton one?
No, I think, did Toni Braxton sing that? I was singing like a Disney song, I think.
Oh, you thinking of the song with the ice people, the ice queen or whatever. Frozen.
I don't know, I didn't see the movie.
Frozen.
I didn't see it. I don't see many of the Disney movies, but the songs go on.
Yo, to be honest, I've never fully seen Frozen. Frozen's one of those movies, you know when they do the free movies in flight that I'll put on when I know I'm about to go to sleep?
So that's a nice little...
Yeah! And then I'll usually wake up on the end. I've never seen the whole movie.
How far do you make it?
I think when she first leaves home
So
and she meets the talking snowman.
I feel like that's not very far.
Nah, because the talking snowman is like at the very beginning.
I feel like that's like in the beginning.
Yeah, and then I usually wake up when she reunites with her sister. I think that's how the story goes.
Oh, so you...
And I'm about to land.
Nice hour and 22 minutes sleep.
I never believe in watching a movie I actually want to see when I know I'm about to go to sleep.
So you're a sleep on the flight person?
Oh, every time.
Every time?
Because I'm scared of flying.
Oh.
So.
Okay, so you better go to sleep than be sitting there torturing yourself while you're flying.
Exactly.
Oh, okay.
That's how I get through.
Okay. Do you drug yourself?
Yes, most times. So it doesn't take much for me to fall asleep into the flight.
Do you go with alcohol or do you go like prescription?
It depends. Like I might do the, it depends on what type of flight I'm going to be on, to be honest with you. I'll have a drink and sometimes that'll like have me mellow. Or I'll take my drink on the flight so I could be mellow. But if it's one where I know it's going to, I really just need to sleep, I might pop a melatonin or something. Those are the drugs that I take, people. When he said drugs, it was nothing illegal. But
speaking about illegal things.
I just had to put that out there, you know, and then I'll just pop one of them, and then I sleep through the flight.
Okay. Yeah, I'm I have a drink or two on the flight, dude. But I don't really sleep unless it's like a really long flight.
Really?
Unless it's a really long flight.
Well, you know, I used to do the trip back and forth between Atlanta and here, and I like the straight flight, so that's about 4 hours, and I'm gonna sleep that whole time, like, because I'm terrified of flying. I've always been that way.
Okay. So you've always slept on a plane?
No. The first time I ever got on a plane that I recall, I did not sleep on the flight, and I was no good to anyone. So after that, I was always told, like, I had to sit by certain people because everybody didn't want to sit next to me, because I'll freak out during the flight.
Okay.
Like,
now,
I'm one of them people.
Let's get to it. So do you stretch out?
When I go to sleep?
You stretch out?
Oh, yeah.
You like
push that seat back. And I like to sit by the window.
Hey, lucky for people that you don't have to really stretch that far.
No, but I'm saying, like, I'll push you know how you push the seat?
Yeah.
And then I know I make the other people mad because I purposely picked the window seat just so I could close the shade. And, you know, there's always people on the side of you want to see the clouds and shit.
Yeah.
I don't want to see none of that. I close it, put my pillow up, and I'm gone. That's it. Have my music, have whatever movie I'm, you know, just in my ears, and I'm out.
Yeah. Turn the movie on and go to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a movie person either.
Really?
No, I'm like more of a book person or...
On the flight?
Yeah. Or do something on my computer.
That would require me to be awake. So, like I did
That's
the
a
Audible.
good read. That's a good reading.
I did the Audible a couple of times, but it would just start me off. And when I knew I was about to go to sleep, I would stop it where I was at.
Oh, no. See, I do Audible, but I have to be, like, doing stuff, like driving, stuff like that to do Audible. Otherwise, I'm going to sleep.
Oh, yeah. Nah.
That would make me sleep on the flight. Turn this Audible on.
So, what do you like to be up for so you can look at the clouds and the cities?
It's just not a comfortable sleep for me.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, I got to, like, really be, like, dead tired and just, yeah, it's not a comfortable sleep for me.
I think because of the way my nerves are, like, there's just no other way for me to
The
be
way
on
your
the
nerves
flight.
are set up.
Yeah, and it don't matter who's on the flight. Like, we took a trip to, what's the last one, major one we did? Oh, we went to the Dominican, and, like, I had my crew, like, you know, the people you turn up with.
Right.
And the whole flight was turned up because there was a bunch of people on there with their crews to turn up.
So y'all, and plus the whole point was turning up, so it's
Right.
like everybody had that energy.
So it was like, so we left from Atlanta and we flew into, I think, North Carolina first, right?
Okay.
So everybody kind of slept for that little hour because we had all been up the day before, you know, we working folks, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when we got on the next plane.
That was the recharge nap.
Yeah, for them. Because when we got on the next plane, they was all fully awake. My ass slept from North Carolina
To the DR.
Yes. Wake me up when we get there. I'm not trying to see
They like,
shit.
Taz.
They don't even bother me. I woke up to like all these different videos they had taken on the plane and turning up, and they didn't met the plane, and my ass was knocked out the whole time.
They get any sleeping video of you? Or
Nah.
it's beyond that?
Yeah, and I think they're used to it because everybody just know that's what I'm going to do.
She like, nah, I'm out. Nighty night.
Yeah, I could do road trips. I can't do flights. Like, I can stay up for hours on a road
I
trip.
hate road trips.
Really? It's good. Have you taken one with the right people?
Maybe
That
not.
makes a difference.
Maybe not.
If you with the right people, you good.
Maybe not. But no, that's not my vibe. Vegas is about it for me.
Well, you know, I don't know if you know this, but me and Vacation Barb actually took a road trip from here to Atlanta.
She told
That's
me.
how I
I
got
remember
there.
you guys talking about that when
Yeah.
when she drove you out, right?
That's the longest I've ever done on a road trip. Ever.
Yeah, Vegas. I'm pretty much like losing my shit. By the time we get there, like, let me out of here, man. Let me out of here. Before I fucking flip out!
See, nah. And even on a trip like that, I'll usually end up going to sleep at some point. I gotta take like a 30 minutes. I don't know what that is about me. I just love naps. I don't know. You know when you're a kid, when they tell you to take a nap, like as a punishment? Like, just go in that room and take a
What's
nap.
the punishment?
Right, like that was fine for me because that's what I'd rather do anyway.
So you're a sleeper.
I am.
Oh,
I am.
see, it's all coming together.
I like to sleep.
It's like it's all coming
But
together.
I don't get a lot of it though, so you know, when I can, I
No,
love
but
it.
there are people though that sleep at like the weirdest times and through the weirdest stuff. Like they not ever sleep. Are you that person?
I can be, I think. Like, the last few earthquakes we've had out here, I've slept through. Yeah, like, I do miss a lot of sleep. Like, that, even telling on myself, my family in Atlanta, they could be having a major turn up, right? And I could be there.
And
you look up, I will be gone.
It's nighttime, nighty time, night.
I'm gonna go take me a nap and then I'll come back. And they've gotten so used to it that every time like new people kind of come in and they don't really know like that's my norm, they'll be like, "Where's Sasha?" You know, and like she probably upstairs asleep, and nobody bothers me because they just know what I'm gonna do.
Oh. All right, well, hey,
I could go to sleep when people are
There's
talking.
nothing wrong with it.
You know, there could be a party and I could find me a corner right on the couch and be out. And it mean nothing. I don't have to be drunk or nothing. When I feel it, I'm going to sleep.
She's like, you don't have no FOMO. No.
Oh. So now y'all know a little bit about me. So
No FOMO out of that one right there. So you can't even tempt her with it. She like, so? You got a pillow?
For real.
Hey, that's good for you. All right, let me introduce right quick, and then we move on.
Wow.
You have now tapped into the Deez Ninjas podcast, and we are so glad.
So glad.
So glad that you came to kick it with us. I am Clvb Dynamite, the coolest ninja you know, and I am here with a cool-ass ninja, Taz.
Hey, what it do, what it do?
Hey. And I'm also here, Extendo is back there doing what he do somewhere, you know what I'm saying? I want to give a cool shout-out right quick to What Up Vern. Shout out to Vacation Barb. Shout out to Nikki Savage. And Shani Love's supposed to be on the way, so we're going to see how that work out.
Shout out to the crew.
You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Shani, too. We're going to see how that work out.
Okay.
We
going to hold it down.
We're recording a little later than normal due to, you know, unforeseen circumstances.
Life.
But we up in here. It's Saturday night. So
and we ain't got shit to do. I'm just kidding.
I ain't got shit to do tonight. I've been in the house like pretty much on lockdown. I've been like trying to live my life, but my grandma just had hip surgery, so I've been back and forth taking care of her too.
But that's a good grandson. I know she appreciates it.
I'm being a very good grandson.
Because everybody don't have it. Everybody ain't blessed.
Hey, but it's on me. We don't have a lot of folks. You know what I'm saying? So it's on me to do.
Right.
It's cool. It's cool. You know what I'm saying? My grandma's cool.
See.
So I've been looking out for her. And so like trying to keep my life on track and try to kind of maintain her household the way she likes. Because that's the thing. She wants me to kind of maintain her shit, how she maintains it.
That's right.
Even though it's nothing going on.
I told you that's how I gotta be.
I don't understand. But I'm here for it. So I don't have to understand. Alright.
Well, I probably would have rather kicked it with your grandma than do parent-teacher conferences. This was my first set ever, and it'll probably be my last set ever, and I made it through.
So how many meetings do you think you had?
So I had set up 15, and I think 11 actually signed up. So of the 11, I think I did 10. I think one parent never made it to theirs.
Okay. Now, were there, because I want to stay on this too long, but were there any unruly parents?
No.
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 Okay.
And you know what I attribute that to? I communicate a lot with my parents, so there's nothing that, like, really I should say that's going to make you go.
I really thought there was going to be somebody that was tripping.
I mean, they didn't trip like unruly. They just, sometimes I shake my head because I really feel like parents don't know their kids. Like,
well, that's always been the case.
No, but I mean, like, they really don't know them.
It's always been like, look, it's a meme or a TikTok or one of those things going out right now where it's like when your mom don't know that you're the one that's the gangster, and it's like he out there shooting, bop, 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 and then his mama calls like, hey, baby, you know, say, yeah, mom, I'm chilling. Bop, bop, bop. So that's always been a thing.
Like, I sit back and I'm like, okay, like, you know, it's be like stuff like, oh, my kid, they're the reading whiz, and it's like, They are like, I get
Your
it.
kid's not smart. I'm sorry.
Like, I get it. They can do like the thes and the ands, you know,
But into, when it gets to like the compound words.
right. Or my favorite is the kids can read. Like, no lie, I love my babies. I do. They can read, but they don't retain what they read. So, like, for instance, we can read Little Red Riding Hood, right? And you can say, okay, so Little Red Riding Hood, where was she on her way to? And the kids will be like,
I was just sounding the words out.
I don't know. Like,
Hey, that's a big part of reading. That is a
comprehension.
probably underrated.
Yeah.
The most underrated. And if you didn't understand what you read, you might as well not have read it.
Exactly. But it'd be the simple stuff. Like, I remember we had, so now like they force us to read certain stories, right? And not too long, but the stories would be 2 pages, but I'm not talking about 2 long pages. I mean like the words are the size of like a person, you know, when they do big letters in case you don't have your glasses on.
Yeah.
And then it's a picture. Then it's another page with big letters and a
So
picture.
it's not much.
Right, and that's the end of the story.
Yeah.
So we were reading a story called The Man in the Big Black Hat. And when I said, who did the characters meet at the gate? And the answer was the man in the big black hat.
There's only one person to meet.
The kids were like, I don't know. I was
Why
like,
you keep?
I can't.
Stop beating me over the head with this, teacher.
So that's where I was at. That's where I say, like, I think a lot of the parents were kind of like, and I'm like, ma'am.
Because it's probably like, they probably are just like kind of trying to get through it.
Yeah.
They're trying to get through it. And then understand that, like, no, you're supposed to retain this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so it was like having to explain that to the parents. Like, I get your child can read,
Mm-hmm.
but they don't comprehend.
But ask them what happened.
Right. I was like, so that's kind of where we're working because they kind of need to be able to do that.
Because they're not going to be able to do a book report at this rate.
They can't. Like, you ask them who are the main characters. It's like, oh, what's that boy's name? And it's like, there's only one boy in there. Like, it's just, I like to be fun. I'm the fun teacher, right? So, I do a lot of reviews. I do, like, in game forms. So, there's this game called Kahoot. And you can create it to where, like, you put basically, it's almost like you ask a question and it could be multiple choice, right? And it doesn't say the word, so the kids don't have to know how to read. Because I read it to them. They just have to, on their iPad, pick, is it the green triangle, the red, because it has it on the board telling you this answer is
I'm
this.
tripping off the fact all the kids got iPads. But go ahead.
Well, yeah, the school has them so that you know, everything's technology based now.
Yeah.
So, long story short, what kills me is we watched some, you remember on HBO, well, no, you said you don't do the wholesome shows. There used to be these cartoons that were based on stories that we all grew up with, but they kind of put a twist to them, right? Kind of to make them hip. So, in one of the stories, they asked about these characters, and I just threw a random name in there so that they had 4 options.
Mm-hmm.
Kids actually picked the name John, but there was no character in the story named John. Not one time in that whole story, right? And kids were picking it. So that just tells me our kids don't really, they read, they just don't.
Like you said, the comprehension levels are not,
Yeah.
they're not, or they're just not always focused.
Or close. But no, it's even my smart kids.
Or they're dumb.
No, my smart kids even be having a hard time. That's how I know they just reading words.
Smart is relative.
I ain't doing this with you. I'm not doing this with you. Whatever. Off my kids.
I'm glad you had a cool week.
Yes.
And that you
closer
didn't have
to
to
spring break.
Hey, you didn't have to deal with no crazy parents. You didn't have to fight.
Because it was on Zoom.
It was
It was on Zoom.
Oh, so I didn't realize that.
Yes. And I made my meetings for 20 minutes, which means you really only have 15 minutes to talk before I was like, let's wrap it up.
See, I didn't know that.
I smart.
Okay. Smart moves. Smarter, not harder. I don't want to fight your parents, but I will. All right, let's get on to the week. Let's pod a little bit. Talk about some of this stuff.
Let's pod.
Let's see. All right, let's get the sad stuff out of here, and then we can just.
Yes,
blossom.
and you better be saying what I'm hoping you're saying.
I want to give a rest in peace real quick to John Clayton off ESPN. We all, as sports fans, grew up watching John Clayton giving football analysis, talking about the players that are coming up. So he just died, passed away, I think, yesterday. So rest in peace to John Clayton. Anybody that knows. All right, and next, the mother of Young Thug's son was shot and killed. They said in Atlanta a few days ago.
I know, in my other home.
At a bowling alley.
Over a ball.
Over a ball.
Yeah.
Come on, we gotta do better.
Yeah.
Hey, rest in peace. Rest in peace. Condolences and prayers to the family, to the kids, to Young Thug, and everybody. First, before I just say that, but yeah, we gotta stop.
You know, I said that a couple of weeks back when we talked about that. People do shit that has lasting effects because now somebody is going to be without their mom over something as trivial as a fucking bowling ball. Like, that makes no sense.
We have to value life more than just to be trying to take it just because we got upset at somebody.
Exactly.
We have to learn how to deal with our issues better. And, I mean, I know that some of this is pre-programmed in, but it's at a point you got to break the programming.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And, like, a temper because you mad, that's not it. That's not worth you being the judge and jury on somebody's life. And I know people hearing this shit and probably, but fuck that. We need to talk about that.
But it's true. It's just like when you hear about the people who get so mad during a road rage. Somebody, now, before anybody judges me, yes, I'm that person that will curse you out if you cut me off. But I've never thought of what violent thing can I do to you because you cut me off. And they literally shoot into cars that have kids.
Right.
Because you mad.
And I understand emotions. I get mad. Everybody get mad.
But
Everybody get pissed off.
Kill somebody.
Everybody get pissed off. But you have to, a thought has to be able to come in there. You got to have be able to reason better than that.
Mm-hmm.
To be able to just, and to just like, because some situations are flash in a moment and they happen. And that not saying that that's any better, but things happen like that really fast. But when something happens and then somebody like the whole like I'm going to the trunk, that whole mentality,
mm-hmm.
You got enough time to think and to know better and to process that better. We need to do a lot better, and we need to the people that is around that man. We need to start talking to the little homies and telling people that it's other ways to go about shit and fucking deal with problems.
But see, you just hit it on the nose. You said talking to little homies. Like, with me teaching little kids, that is something, like, I talk to them a lot about. Like, it's okay to have your feelings, but that violent, everything got to be so, you have, like, you got to find another way. Like, first of all, don't even be that serious. And might be serious to you, being that little, may not be that serious to me, but it's not so serious that you needed to punch this kid. You needed to find a violent way to do, for something that wasn't that big.
It got to be other solutions. And
even
if the other solution is to fight. But
people know, you can't even say that no more because people are so driven by if you got your ass beat, I can't just get my ass beat and live another day. I got that pride.
But that's what I was getting at.
Yeah, you got to be able to fight and just call it a day.
Hey, and if you didn't win, fuck it. You lost.
And be okay with it.
Right. Handle that.
People don't know how to do that, though.
But okay, so I couldn't handle getting my ass kicked, so I just shot at this person. Now I'm going to jail for the rest of my life because I couldn't handle getting beat up.
Yeah, because for some reason they think that makes sense.
Come on, man. We got to do better. We got to do better. We got to do better.
The thing is, I don't understand how people it's not registering in your brain that when you kill somebody, there's no coming back from that. Like, that person is not coming back.
That's what I'm saying as far as being the judge and jury on somebody else's existence. Because, like you said, and it's not just affecting that person.
You can affect the whole damn family.
It could be indirectly affecting any number of people.
Mm-hmm.
And we got to do better. I mean, and I hate to do this, but when we look at other people and we want them to not treat us a certain way, we got to treat ourselves a certain way. We got to hold ourselves to a certain standard in regard to hold our heads up and not allow that to be going on in our communities the same way. Like I said, don't just let people do it. That stops them. Sometimes it just takes somebody to say, no, homie, don't do that.
Yeah.
Versus pumping them up.
Right? I agree.
So, That's sickening, man. And you said over a bowling ball?
Over the bowling ball.
Oh, so y'all.
Like, that's what we've come down to. A lot of these killers we keep hearing about, these trivial ass shit that you just, like, it was that deep to you that you robbed these kids of their mama. Like.
Over a bowling ball, G? Like, because they either she got to it before you got to it, or you wanted the 8 pound and she got the 8 pound.
Deep into
I don't know. I'm just trying to think, what could an argument be over a bowling ball?
Right. And that's all. For me, all I saw was the headline. And that was like, well, it wasn't the headline. It was like the byline of it.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I couldn't even bring myself to read the article because it was just like, so you killed her over a bowling ball. Okay. Like, come on now.
I'm reading here. It says...
and I know what center they're talking about.
She was attending a friend's birthday party and they discovered the gunshots began over a dispute over a bowling ball. The young lady's name was Clvb Jackson. Rest in peace to Clvb. She was only 31 years old.
And that's what I'm talking about. Like, it kind of touches on what you said. It's bad enough we go out in this world and you fear certain people or certain things, but I shouldn't have to fear my own people of snapping over something as stupid as a damn bowling ball. Like,
we should
just get another fucking bowling ball
or
wait.
A little more value, man.
I agree.
A little more value. That sucks. I'd just like to have to start on that with, like, we gotta say that. We're just gonna do it. All right.
Well, wait, before, because I don't want us to go on a high note, and then we go back down.
Okay, go on.
We weren't here last week, so
Yeah.
I have to say rest in peace to one of my favorite TV personalities, Traci Braxton.
I'm not that familiar, but rest in peace to her. I know who she is.
Yes, for me, so let me tell you, I watched that show. Like, that happened to have been, they said, one of the longest running black family reality shows that they've had. And you know, black reality is not, well, reality shows ain't really been around a hell of a long time for, you know, that. But I started out as a Toni Braxton fan. I'm a huge fan of hers. So when I knew they were doing the show, I was going to watch it anyway.
Okay.
So then that's when I got introduced to her sister Traci. And she just got, like, you ever got that auntie that you just, like, she the life of everything. Like, she bring the vibes. That's what she reminded me of. Like, in my head, that was my auntie.
That was her. That's the cool one.
Hell yeah. She the cool one. She gonna have the fun. She gonna let you know how she feel. And then, but she gonna still love you after.
Oh, she the one that you can talk to.
Yeah.
That keep it real with you, don't judge you.
Yeah, and you would see her even when she would
fun.
get into it with the sisters, you know, she would still let it be known, like, yeah, I might be mad at this one right now. She might have really pissed me off. But at the end of the day, that's my sister. I'm going to ride for my sister, right or wrong, against anybody else. And I respected that, you know, because you don't always see that. Like, people will be so into, especially when they get into that reality thing, they stick with that, you know. But she brought it. And then she had some cool songs that I actually did like. And I'm just glad that watching how she first came into the show and a lot of what she was feeling about not having the career she wanted, I feel like she got that before she actually transcended out of this world. Through the show? Yeah. Like, people actually, now she was a household name. And she wasn't just known as a Braxton Sister. She had a name. And people loved her as Traci Braxton.
Was she part of the group?
She was at one point. And then she said she had gotten married and had a baby. And, you know, especially in those days, a lot of groups, people end up leaving groups because, you know, they had kids and they had to
keep going, and that baby is getting in the way.
Exactly. So she ended up not being in the group. And that's kind of how the show started out was, you know, as they were bringing them back and thinking about doing some stuff together, it was her dealing with her emotions of a lot of them had been able to have this career that she didn't and that she wanted. Right. And she did it wasn't even just her career that transformed. She started out one way, and she lost, like, all this. Traci was bad for a 51-year-old, okay? I'm just going to put it out there. Like, you got to see her fitness journey and to getting healthy and becoming a grandma and all of that stuff. Like, she just really did the damn thing. So, rest in peace to her. That was a big thing for me. So, we got to give her some love.
Well, rest in peace to Traci Braxton.